What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we go ahead and approach the release date or launch for Xdefiant, there has been a lot of talk going around on social media, and there has been a topic that you guys obviously already know how I feel. But as time goes on, it seems like this topic is being pushed more and more and more. And honestly, it just blows my mind that a lot of people really want to see Xdefiant go this direction before it can even establish itself in the marketplace as it is. But guys, I'm going to go ahead, load up this clip real quick. You guys can listen to it, and we'll go ahead and discuss right afterwards.
You guys were mad when I posted this video. Xdefiant will fail for this reason. If you're not making a BR for your game in 2023, what are you doing? With almost everyone in the comments telling me I was chatting shit. The point I'm trying to make is that traditional 6v6 multiplayer just doesn't have the long-lasting appeal that it used to. Players now need a high-stakes game mode to keep them hooked. So it doesn't have to be a BR, it could be an extraction mode, a CSGO or Valorant style mode, or even a traditional search and destroy format. You need to be punished for making those split-second mistakes, but on the flip side, massively rewarded for pulling off those impressive plays. Those styles of modes are what keeps people hooked for the long haul, and BRs are just a really good example of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are running into the same exact issue that we saw with Halo Infinite, for example, and it's just a plague that is running throughout pretty much every single game or franchise out there. Some people choose to ignore it, and I am proud of those who ignore it, but a lot of these franchises fold, and I don't understand why we're still aggressively trying to force Xdefiant in this direction to add a BR into their experience. There's absolutely no need. Again, don't get me wrong, Battle Royale, I enjoy Battle Royale from time to time, and I don't mind it being introduced into Xdefiant. But first and foremost, they need to go ahead and polish off the arcade arena experience first. This is a brand new IP, a brand new game. The last thing that we want them to do is build this game from the ground up for a Battle Royale, and then the rest of the arcade side gets screwed over. Trust me, I understand that these trends are extremely important if you want your game to go ahead and pop off, but not everybody wants to go ahead and chase these trends, and there is a huge amount of people who are extraordinarily disappointed in their own personal favorite franchises, like me, for example, with Call of Duty, where their favorite franchise is completely forgetting their identity in replace of Battle Royale. There's a massive audience out there who is craving an arcade arena shooter, which a lot of these games just simply can't deliver. I mean, Battlefield used to be a fantastic game for that, but Battlefield 5, they started to put a massive focus into, their Battle Royale experience, and also it was really awkward across the board. The way they handled a lot of, design decisions with that game was a pain. Battlefield 2042 had absolutely no identity, started off as a BR, got completely scrapped, turned it into an extraction mode. The whole thing was a disaster. And then here we are with Call of Duty, where Warzone 1 and Warzone 2 are completely taken over to the point where the first 2 to 3 seasons, you don't see any content for 6v6. You don't see any updates for 6v6. Still to this current date, we don't even have the UAV patched up for regular 6v6. Yes, you can literally call in a regular UAV and it will act as an advanced UAV months after this glitch has been in the game, and I think 1 month since the developers have acknowledged it. It's still in the game, yet and still, there's no priority for it. And this is the problem with Battle Royales. They take the focus. When they try to chase trends, the whole game becomes the trend. They don't care about any other part, any other experience, any other thing that's within the franchise that you love. The only thing that they care about is making sure that trend is hot, it's on fire, and they can bring more people into the experience because of the trend, obviously equaling more money in their pockets. But I'll be real with you guys, I'm getting extremely tired of seeing this for every game that comes out. Literally every single FPS game that drops, if it doesn't have an extraction or a Battle Royale, the community is going to absolutely faint because that's all people want to play. I understand that the trend right now is Battle Royales are hot. But it's getting really obnoxious when Battle Royale players are coming over to any FPS game they see and they want to change it around because they want it to be another BR. They want more BR experiences. They're tired of their Apexes, their Fortnites, their Call of Duty Warzones. They want something different now. So any new FPS game that drops has to be a Battle Royale. It can't be anything else. It can't be, an actual good arcade arena shooter. No, we have to scrap that concept. And no, I'm getting so sick and tired of this. I mean, look at Halo Infinite. They still have not made a Battle Royale, and that game is doing fantastic now. I know people have their split opinions on that title. I personally don't really mind it. I'm not too hardcore of a Halo guy, so my opinion on the OGs compared to current date isn't that great, but I think the gameplay is fantastic in Halo Infinite. And honestly, the only thing that really annoyed me in the beginning was the lack of content, and now at this current date, it has tons of content. They put zero focus on a battle royale, and they spent all this time trying to pack up the game, and guess what? Because it didn't have a battle royale, the core game could be resolved. They can add in content, they can add in modes, they can add in things that are entertaining for their core audience, and that will grow. And who knows, maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, they might add in a battle royale experience into Halo Infinite, especially if they want that game to last for a while. But at least we'll have a foundation to Halo Infinite that people could still play on. So if they aren't interested in BR games, the regular Halo game will still be good. They don't have to build it up, it's already there. And if they're tired of BR games, at least they'll have something different that is quality instead of a half-assed product like Call of Duty is nowadays. But there is one last extremely important thing that I want to go ahead and discuss, and I can't believe the individual in this clip actually said this. But he stated that nowadays players need a high-stake style of mode. Something that, if you mess up a split second, it could really destroy everything that you have planned, everything that's going on, and you feel more rewarded for pulling off these split-second plays as well. Then he went ahead and listed off stuff like Battle Royale, extractions, search and destroy, or, something like CSGO or Valorant, where yes, indeed, split-second decisions will dictate if you will come out on top or if you will absolutely fail. I get it. But to claim that respawn modes aren't high-stake modes is just, again, I don't even know what to say. I quite literally don't even know what to say. That's like respawn modes are literal high-stake modes if you play it competitively. Let's be honest here. Any one of those game modes that he listed, if you're versing a bunch of casuals, they aren't high-stake modes. If you're versing a bunch of, people who aren't in your bracket in CSGO and Valorant, it's not high stakes. You could walk around the map like you own the place. Same thing when it comes to Warzone or extractions. If you're in a lobby with a bunch of people who are lower skilled, it's going to be a walk in the park. It's not going to feel like a high-stakes mode. You're going to feel like you can just dominate the whole lobby. But if you're versing competition, people who are equally skilled or, dare I say better, then that is when it becomes high stakes. That's when every split second counts when it comes to a match of search and destroy or Warzone or, extraction modes like DMZ or Tarkov. That's when it really counts, when you're versing people who are competent. The same goes for respawn. If you're versing a bunch of noobs, yeah, it's not a high-stakes mode. But, just look at the pro scene. When you see actual good players playing a match of domination, hardpoint, or even TDM, way back in the day, like COD 4 days, TDM used to be competitive. When you watch these players play these modes, they are high-stake modes. Every split-second decision will cost you everything. One wrong move on the B flag, and you will be dominated out, and the enemy team is going to hold a spawn trap on you for the rest of the game, if they're competent enough. Again, if you're versing casuals, then that's not the case, and yeah, it's not a high-stakes mode. You're just going to be mindlessly respawning back into the match and running around and dropping bodies. But if you are actually versing some competition, it's high stakes. One wrong move can ruin everything. One wrong move can ruin the spawns. One wrong move can ruin, your hard point lockdown. One wrong move can ruin your defense on B flag. One wrong move can completely destroy your fortress and team deathmatch. One wrong move can cost you anything in these game modes. And on the opposite side, when you do pull off those plays, you are massively rewarded. Like he says in this video. Like, apparently, to him, in respawn modes, you aren't massively rewarded when you pull this stuff off. You're only massively rewarded in Warzone and extractions and search when you pull off these moves. But no, you are massively rewarded. If you take down 2 people in domination, you are at a massive advantage. You have clutched up for your team. It's all logic. It's literally all logic. If you're playing a 5v5 in Call of Duty, okay, and your full team is respawned, and they're pushing up to the B flag, and you manage to take down 3 enemies, do you know how much of an advantage that is on the enemy team? One, the majority of the time, there's going to be, a spawn timer when it comes to competitive, so their teammates aren't going to spawn right back in, meaning they're only going to have 2 people on B, and you have a full team stacked up ready to go ahead and take advantage, which means that your one play that only took a split second to do, but again, you have to piece it together perfectly, no faults, you have to be able to navigate and work it perfectly because you are versing competent players. That one move allowed your team to progress, take B, and set up defensive positions to make sure that you have the main control of the objective and the map. Again, We don't need BRs to get that experience out of a game. It doesn't have to be that way. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, go down in the comment section and leave your opinions down below about how you feel about this overall topic. Do you agree with the clip that I showed where he said that, the only way that this game will thrive on, well, Xdefiant, because you're watching Ghost right now, but, the only way that Xdefiant can thrive on is by simply having a BR? Or do you not think that's the case? Because a lot of us in the Call of Duty community think that, honestly, COD would be better off without a BR, and we would get our own game. And the fact that we can't get an arcade shooter out of COD is the main reason why a lot of people are moving over to Xdefiant. So Xdefiant building a BR, to me personally, would be completely backwards for the audience that they're trying to capture. And it would more than likely hurt the game more than benefit it, because if their BR doesn't pop off, it's chalked. It's chalk. They sacrificed their whole game, which was already good. People already enjoyed it. They sacrificed that to implement a BR instead. It's a risky play. Again, maybe later down the road we can see something like that introduced. But for the time being, the safest bet and the best bet for the community is to make it an arcade arena shooter, have respawn modes, and search and destroy, of course, which they already confirmed is coming into the game. So yes, if that's the only thing you consider a high-stake mode is search and destroy, then yes, that will be in Xdefiant. Give it a little time and maybe we'll see what happens. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, leave a like if you enjoyed today's video. Leave a dislike if you hate it. Don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell. We post daily here. Xdefiant, Call of Duty news, commentaries, live gameplays, everything you could possibly think of. The videos go live at 8 a.m. Eastern Time every day. And last but not least, we do stream every day besides Sundays over on Kick. So if you guys want to check that out, hang out with the community, I have a link to that channel along with all my other socials down in the description of this video. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.